feel like I'm asleep. Anyway, I want to do a ghost box message really quick before they start lighting fireworks and shooting outside, since it's the 4th of July while I'm recording this. This ghost box message is very interesting. If you've been paying me any attention, you know that every time there's a ghost box message, it's some interesting ass shit, okay? So, this ghost box message is, the title is, there's no separation between church and state, okay? Let me explain. In this ghost box message I received, the message was basically explaining how church and state are the same entity and there is no separation, even though they say or claim that there is a separation between church and state. There is none, okay? Normally, when I do the ghost box messages, I'll read through everything that I got from the ghost box and then go over my interpretation. This time, I'm just going to go and read straight through everything. So, buckle up, buckaroo. I hope you can keep along. Alright, so the ghost box message is as follows. There is no separation between church and state. I prayed for them, the president, actually, WNY, the year or this year, okay? The president is going to a cathedral somewhere near New York City, okay, or New York State. This year, possibly this year, remember, this could be past, present, or future energy. I don't have a specific date. When I say specific date, that means a day, a date, and a year. I don't have a specific date. So this could be this year, or this could be any year, but okay, but I got the/this year, okay? So the president is going to a cathedral near New York this year for some sort of ritual or ceremony. This cathedral is actually in Washington, D.C. Near New York, it's in Washington, D.C., okay? It's the Washington National Cathedral. Now, the Washington National Cathedral is a cathedral that is used for traditional purposes. It's used to celebrate the post-inaugural prayer that the newly elected president does, and they have done traditionally for decades, okay? Whatever this ceremony is that they'll be doing at the Washington National Cathedral, Washington National Cathedral, whatever it is that they're doing for whatever event this is, it is going to be a private, closed ceremony. No one will know about it. No one else is invited to it. There won't be cameras. There won't be media, anything like that. It's closed. It's private, okay? For cathedral, he wants to keep in their place, absolutely, definitely, the message. This ceremony, this ritual that the president will be attending, will again be in private. It'll be at this cathedral, and it's going to be some type of ritual or spell to bring something or some entity against the masses, against the people, and help keep the churches secret or lies hidden, okay? The dark agenda, the elite / the government / the state, however you want to call them, they're all the same entity, but however you want to call it, want to keep the church in their position of power, control, and deceit indefinitely, okay? They work night in the company, and then you have is that the message. The church is a part of the dark agenda, okay? The church is a cover for a lot of sinister things that take place in the world in general, okay? The church, the elites, okay? They count on no one believing that they actually do these things, or they count on people not believing what actually goes on, because they hide behind the Bible that they created in order to keep everyone asleep and also keep everyone worshiping a false god, which happens to be their idol god, money. Okay? Orgy, city in America, WN. This is the message for that part. The church as an entity, as a whole, as an organized religion, is involved in, this is where it gets really dark, okay? They are involved in sex cult activities and sex crimes against animals, children, women, and men, okay? They also participate in sex rituals, tantric sex orgies. They use the tantric sex orgies to cast spells and witchcraft and do conjure, manifest, etc. Okay, and also they do sex crimes and sacrifices. Okay, a lot of these things take place in a small town in Wisconsin. Which town? I was not given the name of which town, which city in Wisconsin. I was just told that a lot of these sacrifices, sex crimes, etc., orgy parties, blah blah blah, ceremonies, rituals, a lot of it happens in a small town in Wisconsin. And my throat just tried to close up out of nowhere. So someone doesn't want me to give this message clearly because I'm on to something. Anyway, accept, think older. The message: the church wants people to accept the lies that they've been teaching us about God from the Bible that they've created as truth. That's why I always say there is truth in the Bible, but the Bible is not the truth. The Bible was created as a control tactic. That's why there are certain books and things omitted and taken out and hidden. Okay? Whoever it was that constructed the Bible, the church, did not want certain things in the Bible because those things would keep people from falling for the trick, the deceit, from being under their control. Okay? So whatever they've been teaching us from the book they created is control tactics, okay? Some things, like I said, are true, but they have flipped the narrative, okay? So they flip the narrative and purposely misconstrue the words God gave. And they use that in a way to manipulate people to stay blind and asleep, okay? So they can control people's lifestyles, how people think, how people act towards each other, etc. It's all a tactic, okay? The system, the dark agenda, and the church has been doing this for a long time. And when I say long time, I mean centuries and eons of time. They've been doing this for a long time, okay? There would be, this sin is going to stick. So it would be an even longer time that the church was allowed or able to do this or continue doing this through the system if people weren't actively waking up, if people weren't becoming conscious of the manipulation and the lies, if people weren't awakening and starting their spiritual journeys. They would be able to get away with this for much longer. But the collective, the people, are starting to awaken. Third eyes are coming open. So people are starting to learn the truth for themselves. The veil is very thin right now between realms, between worlds. And the elites, the dark agenda, the church's masks are falling. Okay? New car, house, accept, even more. The elites, the dark agenda, the church, the system, etc. do these things, these rituals, these spells, tell these lies, all this extravagant falsifying that they do for earthly gain, for material gain, for wealth, for money, for power, respect, for control. They do it for their fucking egos, okay? Many Khoi practice special Minicoy is an island. It's near the Maldives in India. Oh, the elites, the church, they actually do special ceremonies and rituals there on that island in Minicoy. Okay? Certain ritualistic crimes and sacrifices are also done there. The Minicoy island near the Maldives. Okay? That is, it's just demotion. So these are low vibrational demonic things that the elites, the church, do. Okay? It's a type of soul demotion. Confirmation verb. It's a type of soul demotion. It's demonic possession. It's being demon possessed. Okay? They literally sell their soul to the devil, to their idol god, for wealth, money, power, respect, control. This is the second death. When the Bible talks about the second death, and how when you go into the second death, you'll be cast into the lake of fire, etc., etc., hell is not a real physical place. The second death refers to soul death. When you die, the second death refers to your soul dying. When God is supposedly to destroy your soul for your sins or whatever, right? The second death is not truly your soul being destroyed after death. The second death is your soul being sold and destroyed while you are alive. Selling your soul to the devil. Selling your soul for money, power, respect, gain, wealth. That is the second death. That is you dying spiritually before you die physically. When you die physically, that is the second death. So, the second death, okay? It was probably him bored to death. The parable in the Bible of Lucifer running to and fro on the earth, okay? Basically how demons, devil energy moves through people in the earth, okay? Lucifer, the devil, is not a literal being, okay? Lucifer, the devil, Satan, demons are a mindset, just like the Antichrist and demons are a mindset, okay? Like the quote when they say an idle mind is the devil's playground, right? An idle mind, a bored mind is the devil's playground, because that's when you are taken to and fro by entities, demons, spirits, okay? Possession. A low vibrational energy or a devil energy that possessed the elites in the church into these acts and ways of life. That's what this was, a mindset, okay? The church, the elites, the system are the Antichrist. They are against the Christ, the true Christ consciousness. Because as I've said before, Christ was not sent here for us to worship. Jesus was not sent here for us to worship him. He is God because we are all a part of God's body. So God sent Jesus as an example of how to move, how to think, how to act, how to live. Not as God himself to worship. Jesus was sent to show us that God is within us. Just like God was within Jesus. Okay? So, Christ consciousness. They are against the church, the elites, the system are against Christ consciousness. The true Christ consciousness. Okay? The spirits of greed and gluttony are within the elites, within the dark agenda. It's also a touch of lust and envy, which fuels their unreasonable pride and causes them to act in wrath against those they feel are beneath them, which are us, the people. They are the 1%. We're beneath them, okay? Hold on, my son, all if deliver it back. So I heard, when I got to this part, I heard, it's a song by D'Angelo, and I just heard, send it up, send it through, send it right back to you. Sorry, my voice is still asleep. My body is here, but my spirit is still in the bed asleep. I'm telling you. But yeah, that's a song by D'Angelo. So the words I heard was send it up, send it through, send it right back to you. Okay. So that translates to be patient to the chosen children of God. Everyone involved in this system of oppression is getting their reward. They're getting their karma. They're getting their hand that they dealt, given to them, okay? They're also getting exposure for their crimes and their belief system. All the oppression sent and created by them is being returned to sender, okay? So they're absolutely going to reap what they tried to sow to all of us for centuries, for eons, for decades, forever, okay? Two sides, they think it is W. So there are two sides, two groups that think they're going to succeed and continue to get away with what they've been doing. Those two groups are the church and the state. There's no separation between the two. The church and the state / government have same energy, okay? They are one and the same. They are two cogs, two gears in the machinery of the system built on deceit. The system would not be able to function correctly without these two gears, because these two gears help the rest of the machinery move, okay? They're part of the system. Once being, the church is empty. So once this truth is exposed to the people, to the masses, and once the people learn about the truth about the church and the government and what they've actually been doing to us as a collective, the churches will be empty. The seats will be empty. People will pull away from the church. People will stop trusting and believing and going to the church. And people will seek the truth and the true God within themselves, for themselves. Okay? Socialism has the power. They use it on. Next, after the freedom of the people from the church, from organized religion, next, people will take back the system, the government, that was created to control and steal from the people. And this is when the system will fall, okay? The dark agenda, the elites, they have been using the power of socialism to control the people psychologically for centuries and eons, okay? And they get a lot of therapy programmed. So because the elites in the system get a lot of money for mental health issues that they purposely cause in the masses, in the people, they literally harvest our energy psychologically by creating a system of turmoil, stress, fear, and then capitalize off of our pain by charging us money and making us pay for therapy and false help. This is part of the programming, okay? Okay, sorry. This is part of the programming. They're literally causing the mental health issues with the system itself. And then making money, capitalizing off of our pain, our struggle, our fears, and then not even really helping us with therapy, etc. Now, confirmation, Bert, for what I'm about to say. We, as a collective, as individuals, have the power and the ability to heal ourselves. I know this because I have healed myself. I went to several therapists. I have been diagnosed as bipolar with psychosis, bipolar 1 with psychosis since I was like 14, okay? Since my parents passed away. Fun fact, about 4 or 5 years ago, I completely healed myself of my depression, my bipolar 1 disorder, my PTSD, and my anxiety. I no longer have those problems. Around the time I was about to start my spiritual journey as well. We absolutely have the power. I was taking 3 to 4 medications for my depression, PTSD, anxiety. I have not touched a medicine for that shit in years. I haven't been depressed for real in a few years, okay? We have the power within us to heal ourselves. They don't want us to know that. Because if we can learn or elevate enough or raise our vibration enough to know that we can heal our own bodies and our own minds, we won't need the system. They'll lose power, okay? So this is what they don't want us to know, that we can heal ourselves. They want us to stay asleep and unhealed so that they can continue to thrive off of the energy that they steal from us daily through 9-to-5 jobs, bills, worries, world events, toxic cycles, etc. The system is basically a giant energy vampire. The elites, the system, the industries, all that shit are a giant energy vampire. Okay? The only thing keeping the elephant from breaking the ropes tied around its ankle is itself. Okay? This analogy is perfect for this. The elephant is strong enough to break the rope, to snap the rope at any time it gets ready. But the elephant has been programmed from its youth, from a young age, to believe that it is not strong enough to break the rope. So it continues to believe that even as it grows up, and it doesn't even try to break the rope, even though it can. Okay? We also have the ability to snap the rope at any time. We're strong enough. But the dark agenda, the elites, the system, has programmed us all from a very young age to think that we are not strong enough to break the rope, to think that we are not able to survive without the system, to think that we need the system to survive. We do not. We do not. What did they do before the fucking system existed? Grew their own fucking shit, had their own fucking shit, built their own fucking shit, worked for themselves, got along with each other. Hey, what a wonderful kind of day. I don't, just channel message. But yeah, we don't need the system to survive. We don't need the system for anything. Okay? There is no separation between church and state. They all work together to keep us all oppressed, bound to the system, and asleep. Period. Period. And once we learn and realize and wake up and let go and collapse the system, we'll be free. But that is literally the whole Ghost Box message about church and state. There's no separation. It's all one system with a different fucking with a different fucking mask on, or the same system just dressed up in different outfits. Okay, but I'm going to close it there. I hope that I declare and decree that this message reaches who it is meant to reach, and you understand it in its entirety. It's time to wake up, my friends. Stay classy.